Good morning, traders. Who's ready to go back to it? Guess what? Finally got a nice little pre-market trade in today, and could have been a little bit better. Not going to be mad about it. Nice little 1600 to start the day today, a little cushion. And it's so important in the competition to build a cushion so that you can take the big swing during the day. We talked about it with yesterday's 90K. Yes, 90,000. I said that right. He made 90,000 yesterday, and a lot of that was making that first trade, right? $25,000 cushion gave him the ability to take even bigger size and take bigger swings. Like always, guys, it's all about understanding that once we have that cushion, we have an ability to play with that money, right? So clearly, that's what we're going to try to accomplish today. Let's find out how we can trade a lot of this breakout that we're seeing really in the market. I mean, overall, I think this is just the beginning of that holiday rally. By the 15th, I think things will start to slow down. So let's try to jump on the momentum. Let's go make some money. Let's see what's trading out there today. Of course, you guys know where you're at. It's TTP Live. We can talk all about the action out there. We'll go to different stocks. We'll take a look at some penny names. There's some moving right now. I'm taking a look around. I just saw FGL get the spike. Let's get to the show and get to the trading. Hugo wants 200, baby. You ready to get back to the trading action?
You aim, you shoot, and make money.
It's going to be a great day. You guys know where you're at. Wow. What are you guys seeing on here? Did you guys just see this monster? FGL just freaking ripped. I was watching it right there. It went from 6, where I just saw it for a second ago, and it's already to $8, guys. Crazy move here in FGL. I'm trying to take this. This is absolutely insane jump right now, guys. What is going on in FGL? Man, I'm trying to trade this, but holy moly, this is hard trading here, guys. Just be careful out there, guys. I'm trying to take 1,000 shares here. Let's see what can happen here. I'm down at $8, but I'm trying to get an entry here. Let's see if I can get an entry here, further down here. Man, what a crazy move. This thing just spiked to 1080s from $6, guys. So just be careful out there. This could pull back significantly here today. I need to put this out in 500 shares here. And wow. What a move there, guys. What a move in FGL right now. That thing went from 657 to 1091. Let's see if it comes back to like 775 here. That's kind of like an area that I could maybe take a shot off of. $8 is more of an area where I'm looking at right now. But man, what a trade there. That was a fast one there on FGL. Did you guys catch that one? And I'm looking around to see the biggest movers on the day. Who's trading out there? Who's getting it, guys? So I'm watching out there. I'm seeing CYCN an 11,000 position. That was a short at 630. So that's looking pretty good on that one, guys. That was 12,000, and that's going down to 522. That's how I made my money. I shorted CYCN earlier today, was shorting around the 611. This guy shorted around the 631s. And made he's up $13,000 this morning. Take a look at that trade right there, guys. So really nice trade there in CYCN. We'll see what some other trades are going on in this space. But of course, we'll talk about the leader space coming up in just a second at 9 a.m. I'll take a look at the leaderboard to see what's going on out there, guys. Definitely a battle back and forth out there, but not a bad trade there. Seeing CYCN on the shorts. A lot of people short in that at 6. Oh, look at this one, 613 also. And I had 611, 613s, right? So not a bad trade there on that one. 5,000 shares, a little bit bigger than mine. And that's a $5,000 position. So I think I should have definitely stepped up to the plate also with a bigger share size on that trade. The biggest thing though is it's kind of hard, right? Because if I blow the account in the morning, right below the max loss in the morning and then come to the show. It's not going to be the most fun show to start, right? So we'll see what happens, though. There's a couple of traders up good $2,000-$3,000 this morning, as you're seeing some names already get the lift there. A lot of CYN, but I'm seeing some Tesla calls or some Tesla longs. Not calls, long here, 500 shares there, making some good money. And there's some bigger trades out there, right? We'll see what happens. Look at this trader. It was only at 915 and just made a $13,000 trade on that CYCN short. We'll see if he's able to hold on and maybe get a little bit more of that juice. All right, let's talk about it here. FGL came back down there to the 8. Oh my God, I did not get an entry on that as I was watching of course, the leaderboard there, but $8. Oh, man. Guys, look at this, guys. I had the order out there, did not get the fill. Man, it was missed by an inch there. It went down there to $8. It went down to $7.91. I had the order out at $7.76. So no fill there for FGL, but oh my God, that would have been a nice one. I had 500 shares, nothing crazy. But this thing is moving fast this morning. FGL, top mover right now, up 127%. So crazy move there. And there's still some other ones, right? CYCN, CNEY, which is a 79-cent stock. But this FGL, man, can't believe I wasn't able to catch this one. And it was just literally about a minute or two right after I opened the show. That's how it is sometimes, guys. I have these all the time where I open the show right at 8:30, and then next thing you know, one's rocketing there. I can't get this one now. I'm going to go ahead and cancel my order, but man, it would have been nice to play this one today a little bit. That was a quick pop. What a money to be made, man. There's money to be made today, that's for sure. Let's talk a little bit about it, and of course, we'll take a look at different stocks out there, and don't forget, we have a new limited account. Who's getting that new limited account, the 80,000 buying power account? It's a really great deal. Let's talk a little bit more about it, and we'll get into conversations out there about what's moving in the market, what types of plays we can look at, and we'll take a look at the recent breakout because it's been a pretty good breakout there. All right, FGL now coming right back down. I'll look for a little bit of pullback on this. But man, great action on that. We'll see if it can continue on the day. FGL now pulling back, could hold the 9 EMA around the 820s. I'm holding off on this one now because I feel like I already missed the move, right? I like to catch that first kind of momentum and be quick about it. Get in, get out in a very short amount of time, right? Like sometimes 5 minutes, 7 minutes is long enough for these penny names, right? 5 minutes can be an eternity sometimes, it feels like. We'll see what happens. SRM setting up on the VWAP here. Doesn't look too bad because it's going sideways off of that VWAP. We'll see what happens there. That's at the 123s, but I have a feeling this one could come back to the $1 spot. So just be careful out there. HRTX, another one out there that's dropping a little bit faster here. We'll look to see if this one drops a little bit further. Has potential to make a move, but it just hasn't gone anywhere. XCUR is just too light for me to trade, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Let's talk about the overall market. The SPY ripping here, 606 now, guys. And remember, there was some traders talking about 600 as being a spot where the year can end. I mean, we're at 606 and we're on a breakout away from the 9 EMA. A lot of this based on the run in the Qs, right? We've been seeing it and been talking about what? We've been talking about selling NVIDIA and buying Apple. Take a look at Apple in the last couple of days, guys. Look at the takeoff that has happened here. This has been brought to you guys really quickly here, and a lot of that was talked about before we even started this rally, right? This was talked about going into around the Black Friday time. We were already starting to see NVIDIA start to get shorted and Apple get bought. So now what are we seeing? We're seeing Amazon up big. We're seeing Microsoft start to play in, and this is on today's playbook. Long Microsoft. Going to be looking to see if it can go back towards the 440s, 450s, start to lift out of this, maybe even potentially by the end of the year at the 466 level. Google, another one to watch there. We'll see what happens if this can start lifting. But I think these are all DOJ concerns that are slowly going to the sideline. And of course, we can take a look at different kind of growth stocks today. We can take a look to see what else is trading out there. But there's a lot to talk about today, and we can go to different stocks out there. I'm looking around out there today. On a day like today, I mean, you're seeing a lot of different stocks, and you are seeing a little bit of some retail disaster. Foot Locker getting destroyed right now, down to 1970s from 25 just a little while ago, after it traded worse than expected Q3 results and cut its full year 24 guidance there. So Foot Locker getting destroyed is actually hurting Nike really bad there. And so the retail trade looks like it's going to be at least broken for the day. But there's still other trades that have been doing well. Lulu got up there to 339, guys. I remember I was trying to get this one for the Black Friday trade. I still made a good trade on this, but took some hits also. It was a little bit of a back and forth battle there. All right, we'll see if some other little names start to make a big move there. Of course, FGL made a big move and now has pulled back significantly, guys. So just be careful out there. This is back down to 777. We'll look to see if this lifts again. But, man, that was a quick lift and a quick drop. That was fast in FGL. All right, so we'll take a look to see if some other names make a move now. CCRN is one that I'm seeing get a little bit of a lift there. Not much on this one right now, but we'll take a look at some different stocks out there. Nike definitely taking a big hit there. We'll see some other names if there's some big boys getting hit. Looking around to see what's up there. I'm seeing Ethereum up big, guys. This is up there towards 1040s. And remember, we were talking about this back at $7, $7.50, and this has been a nice little 35% rally. We'll see what happens in Bitcoin today. Can those stocks get moving? CleanSpark on the radar for a 14 break. Will we get the 100,000 in Bitcoin? Let's take a look at Bitcoin's price right quick. I haven't taken a look at Bitcoin this morning, so let me just go ahead and take a quick little peek. We're at 95,000 and dropping. Of course, we went really close to the 100,000, which is what I thought. But now I think we could drop a little bit further than even the 90,000. I think that we eventually get back to, let's say, closer towards the 80,000 spot. As we start to do a quick pullback, things look ugly, and then things get hot towards the end of the year. We'll see what happens on that. When will we get 100,000? You guys in the chat, take a little bit of a lunch bet with me and let me know. What do you guys think out there, right? All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's take a look in the chat. What's going on out there? What are you guys talking about? Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit here. I can't see too much of the comments right now. All right, let's see what we got here. Good morning, Vic. How we doing? FJL back over 10. What a crazy move today, guys. Crazy move there. 722 now on that FGL. Mitch joined Trader TV. It will pump Trader TV. You have a great way of explaining complex stuff to old dummies like me. Yeah. Hey, I go on Trader TV all the time, guys, and I respect those guys. I love what they do. And some of them trade very similar to me, right? I really kind of go head and head with Neil. Neil is wearing more my personality and style, and it's interesting, right? Because it doesn't mean that I only have to trade with him, but I appreciate learning from other traders, guys. So take a look into that. And yeah, I'll be on Trader TV doing some interviews. They enjoy hearing my trade ideas. And the big part there, they know really quickly. Those guys, they know who's a trader and they know who just talks about the markets. They can clearly see that I'm a trader, right? So that's why they appreciate us coming on there. If you guys haven't checked out our interviews on Trader TV, it's every single Tuesday at 8:45. All right, guys, let's keep it going. Let's take a look around out there. FGL, relatively new IPO, running off the 68 million contract, approximately 30 cents away from blue skies. Long caution, small float. Yeah, I agree. It's definitely a long caution. It's just one of those stocks that are just getting the boost, right? And the thing is, you really have to be quick with those, right? Because look how quickly this turned around, right? I mean, this got up there towards 11, and it's back down in the 6s. So, I mean, just how hard it is to trade these, right? And it could have also been a big short, right? I mean, I'm sure somebody was able to. Let's see if anybody was able to open up a big short on this, right? We'll see it because they'll probably be at the top end here really quickly. Let's see there it is. Shout out to this guy right here. Shout out to whoever this is. I don't know the names right on the competition. I only know that this is 130-27137. But 137, I am very proud of you, man, as you went and you opened up a short position there, 5,000 shares short at 962 on that pop out of FGL. And now what do you see there? Stop loss is set there for $8 bounce back, but target profit set at 583. That's going to be some good money if he's able to close that there. 5,000 shares, 14,000 up there. Shout out to you, whoever that is. I hope you're watching right now, because that was a hell of a trade right there. So shorted FGL, covered way too soon. It happens, Shane. It happens. Are you doing the competition account, Shane? Or are you just talking about a regular eval? I'd love to hear it, Shane. How you doing, man? It's good to see you out there. All right, short dude, what's up out there, man? Where are we shorting, dude? Let's take a look out there. That was a hell of a trade, man. I had a feeling someone else was going to get into that and get the short. It looks like it was only one trader, man. Only one trader was able to jump on that really quickly, but it was a hell of a short there. I got to give it to him. All right, we'll see what happens out there. There's some traders making some trades. Man, that trader had like 6-8 trades on there, so we'll see what happens out there. A lot of traders making some good trades out there. And you can also I could also just do it like this, right? I can take a look to see. Let's take a look at the leaderboard in just a second here. I'm looking to see like the top 20, and you could still make it, guys. I mean, there is still like top 20. I mean, top 20 prizes are going to win. It's like 15,000, 10,000. So you just got to keep battling. Look at this person. This person was down, only had like $1,000 and just recently made a $14,000 trade. So you guys can get right back in it here. We'll see what happens on FGL. Just bounced off of the 650, 660 level. Let's see if it makes its way back and recovers the 9 EMA. Nothing that I'm touching right now, but something that I'll take a look at. We'll see what happens there, guys. CYCN with a horrible jackknife candle. Yeah, CYCN. Let's take a look at that here. Ooh, what an ugly candle there, guys. I had already had this drawn, this trend line. I didn't expect it to reject the trend line like that, but man, it rejected it really fast. I was shorting this in the 6s, so maybe should have held on. But hey, man, I took the profits pretty quickly. I took the profits at 556 when it was starting to break down here. I should have held on, right? Because I could have got this back down towards, like, let's say maybe $5 and then taken the profits. That would have been a $3,000 trade, but not a bad trade there. CYCN right back down, right? And so we're seeing a lot of these names make the move early and then fail towards the open. We'll see what happens if this continues, if this trend continues, right? HRTX, another one that's trying to make a little bit of a move. I think today is one of those days, especially wait to see that action, because the truth is there's a lot of pops and drops. Intel, AMD is one that's on my radar, guys. I'm going to put this out there for the bigger traders to keep a watch on this. Let's go ahead and erase all lines. Sometimes I do this because it's very important to take a new approach. So let's go ahead, erase all the lines, forget anything that I've ever thought about AMD, and take a new approach on this, right? First, I always like to start off on the monthlies, because this is going to tell you like the bigger support. The bigger support and resistance is going to be closer to this 160. This 160 area is definitely tough to get through because it was here to the left. And we have gotten through it, but a lot of times we start to fail right around this 160, 163 area. So that's your close resistance. Let's draw the support. Support I've seen around 133 to 130. And I've seen that happen for a while now, right? And you can see it on the weekly, how we just kind of like undercut towards that 133 level and then rebound right off of that. Let's go to the daily, and you're going to see more and more action off of that bottom. So this is what I'm seeing, right? I'm seeing this as the support right here. So somewhere in this area is holding really well as support. Now I'm going to look to see if we can ride the trade back here towards the top end on this like kind of 166. So could we get a breakout right back here towards this longer term trend line? I do think that this approach could happen. And so a lot of times it's going to be more based on what I'm seeing on the chart, but this looks good for a move back up here towards 160. It hasn't partaken in the rally. I think today could be that day. So I'm putting it on the radar. AMD crossover on the MACD looks good. Has a lot of stocks in the tech names boosting. NVIDIA, even Apple going up higher. A lot of these doing pretty well. And we'll talk a little bit more about Micron and different action, of course. We got some more news to talk about. Let's get to some more of that news. We'll talk a little bit more about it with the Sunrise Report. Of course, the Sunrise Report is where we give you guys information about the market today. And there's some market moves out there, guys. Let's talk a little bit about Marvell Technology also. MRVL. Of course, this is another semiconductor doing really well this morning as it's getting the lift there to 110 and continuing off of the earnings. Marvell's stock jumped 10% after issuing a Q4 revenue guidance of $1.8 billion, well above the expectations, and strong Q3 results bolstering the confidence here in its performance. Definitely a big push. Another one getting a big push this morning is Okta. Okta is another software company, and this one might help CRM and those type of names continue. And look at CRM this morning, continuing the run there. So Okta, nice little push, and it's pulling back a little bit here, giving you a nice little hourly attempt on the 9 EMA. I'd like to see it attempt 90 and recover today, get back up there towards 100. You can see on the spike from the earnings, it went to 99. I think 100's in play. We'll see what happens. And of course, Salesforce getting a nice little jump there as it got a nice little numbers here. Salesforce climbed 9% after strong fiscal Q3 results with $9.44 billion in revenue, up 8% year over year. CEO Mark Benioff highlighted AI innovations like Agentforce, calling it a bold leap in the future of work. Well, there you guys have it there. A nice little leap there on Salesforce. There's going to be some software and applications getting a nice little boost. Something to watch there, guys. All right, I'm seeing one get a little bit of a lift there. IDAI getting a little lift there, guys. Scanner going off there. This one's at 90 cents there. Can we get towards $1 on this thing? I don't mind taking a little bit of a scalp on this one because of the setup in the pre-market. Pre-market has a nice little 15-minute candle, and it's been holding, now reloaded, trying to break the high here, go for that $1. This is going to be very important. It could pull back to like maybe 80 cents, but I don't see too much pullback here. Let's see if it can get a little pullback to 80, if not 78 cents, and then a rip higher through this high. And there's a little pullback there coming back now. 78 cents will give me a little bit of a shot here. Let's see if we could take a shot here and at least make some more money here. All right, guys, I'm going to take it there at 78 cents there. Just took it there. I talked about 78 cents, so why not take it? So I'm going to brisk off of the 72 cents here. I just grabbed 2,000 shares there. Looking for it to start coming back towards the upside here. But look at that, really quickly back down into the lower 70s here. So watching for that to kind of hold. Definitely need to see this start to hold its support here. Did do a quick move back here and looking for kind of this action to hold here, especially the 70s let go, and I got to get the heck out of here. Already losing about 190, but it's nothing much. It's just I don't want to push it past that 69 cents there. There's a nice little recovery. Now it's starting to come back here. Spread starting to widen out. Let's see if this can push now right back up towards the 90 and then go towards that $1 break. If it's back above the 80 cents there, that's where I'll think about taking an ad for a swing. There you guys see it, taking some trades there. What's up out there, guys? Got to leave you, Mitch. I have a 600-foot driveway covered in snow. Keep up the great work. Make TTP viral. Of course, man. That's what we're here for. And the big part is to show the opportunities out there. You can always help, short dude. So I appreciate your mention. And trust me, I know all about the snow. I lived in Denver and Colorado Springs for 5 years. So I kind of miss the snow. Trust me, short dude, I would go even shovel your driveway right now. I hope you got one of those electric ones though, right? Or the gas powered ones, right? But I've done it the old fashioned way, man. I know how that goes, and it's hard work. I hope you have a little salt. Man. A little sprinkle on these stocks. We'll see what happens out there. FGL. We'll see what happens on that one. Let's take a peek at that one. FGL round trip right back. I agree. Back at $5 there. So crazy to see this thing back at $5. It could find some buying eventually. I'll watch this one towards the gate. IDAI is the one that I have right now. I just took it there. It's down to 71 cents. I'm looking to see if it can hold here and start to make the push back above the 75 cents here. We'll see if we get it. If not, we'll be able to cut it. I have a $1,600 cushion. Let's go, team. Let's go. Let's go trading. All right, another thing is being ready for the open here, guys, because I feel like a lot of times I'm missing some trades at the open. So I'm really just trying to take this trade right now to get a little quick spike. If not, I'll just get out of this, take a small hit here, and move on. That's why I didn't go insane with the sizing. With a 70-cent stock, I could go up to like 10,000 shares or some crazy thing, maybe even 20, 30,000 shares. I don't want to do that right now. I'm just mainly looking to see if this can start to make the move back up there through the 80s. All right, there's 75 on the offer there. Let's see if they start to take it here. You see this 85, and that's what's going to be a little bit of a wall, but I'm just looking to see get back above the 80s and approach the breakout, approach the trend line, and that's when I can take the ad for the break above this trend line. Another thing is to look for the volume to come back in here as the volume died off for a second here. Let's see if it can pick right back up here and start to make the move. All right, here, so at least not too bad on the pullback buy there. Maybe a couple of pennies off there, but let's see if it starts to get hot here through the 76 and back up. All right, looking around out there to see what else is making a move there. Now I'm seeing on the 5-minute, some other stocks are making a move here. There's CETX. This one just got moving there, and this one hasn't made a move, so it just popped off the 380s. Now it's at almost $4 here. We'll see if this one starts to make the move. It got to $4 here, so could make the next move right now. CETX, not a bad looking stock here on the first push. The only thing about this one, look at the spread. The spread scares the living heck out of me, being 20 cents wide there. But that doesn't mean that this one can't get going. I just look for moments when it tightens up. That's the easier way to trade that. But we'll see what happens there in CETX. Also, SRM giving an alert out there and hitting the scanners. So SRM just lifting off of that 150. Not a crazy move, but just calling it out there. All right, IDAI, it is moving here, but it's not getting the lift that I'm looking for. So it gets to a certain point where you either have to make it or break it right now. And so at this point, I'm ready to get out of it at 70 cents. If it doesn't go into like 1 cent green here. So through that 70 cents, I'm just going to get out. We'll see what happens there. If it starts to hit back there, I'm really looking for a break back above the 80 cents here. But needs to start making the move fast because the volume came in pretty fast, and that's what got the spike there to 90 cents. And it was about, what? We got about 179,000 shares that traded there. So I'm looking for like another like 70, 80,000, 100,000 shares spike there. Let's see if we get it. Come on. Come on, that IDAI. Let's get to moving. All right, we'll be looking around out there. Ethereum is rallying 50% in a month, guys. So, hey, we'll see what happens out there. Definitely looking to see that Ethereum could keep making a move. I'm looking right now to see if Bitcoin's bouncing. It's bouncing and going all over the place. So just be careful out there. We'll see what happens in IonQ and the quantum plays. Those plays have been hot. Will they start to turn? Something to think about. These have now, IonQ has made 1, 2, 3, 4 attempts to try to break that 37 and continue breaking out. This has held the 9 EMA 1, 2, 3 times. Watch out for a 30 collapse today. If we do get some downside action, we'll see what happens, but stocks are pushing to the upside. All right, what's up out there, guys? How we doing? Let's get it. Let's get it. All right. Let's go. Let's go, man. What else do you guys got out there? What are you guys looking for? All right, Shane, what do you got out there, man? All right, regular eval. Hey, there you go, man. 800 up after 2 days. Hey, Shane, take it easy, my friend. You got this. You know, that's one of the things is some slow wins, right? Taking it slow with small size after missing out on the last one as time ran out. Yeah, it happens to me, man. That's what's happened to me. When I take it really slow, it's kind of hard too because a lot of times I run into the timing issue on the evals. And that's okay, right? It's more consistency more that type of approach. There's a sweet spot. And that's what I would say, Shane. We need to find that sweet spot, right? What is the kind of the gains that I'm looking for? What are the losses that I'm looking for? And how much kind of risk aversion should I have there? How can I get it up there? What sizing do I need, right? What's too big? What's too small? There's a sweet spot, and it's in the middle. All right, guys, thoughts on GME and CrowdStrike? Well, CrowdStrike is, of course, more based on your kind of Pan-W run and ZS run, which look good, right? So CrowdStrike, I think, continues to make the move. I actually like Snow here a little bit more, but they're all the same stocks, man. They run side by side, Kevin. So keep your eyes on all the... When you're trading something in an industry like cybersecurity that only has a few names, there is some names out there, but the big boys, only a few names, keep your eyes on those because those are going to give you the sign, right? There's always usually what we call a market leader and a laggard, right? And an order that it goes to. A lot of times I try to make this simple with market cap size, but of course, Pan-W, I think, is clearly the leader here. And you're looking to see if you get a 400 run. Look at 400 right here. And I drew this trend line before, but look at it. Look at it. Look how it's trying to make that run. Let's see what happens here. Through the 400, could continue the run in those other names. GME has been hot, guys. Has been really hot. We'll see what happens on GME. GME's been pulling back now the last 3 days. Let's see if it can get a lift again. I think it got a nice little push going into the Black Friday. Could try to hold 25 first, so be careful for a little bit of an undercut and rally on GME. Right now, I think it could pull back to that 25 first and then start to rally back. This isn't one that I'm thinking is the too sexy right now. I think you got to continue to watch it. Wait till you start seeing the breakout again. Everyone was watching AMC there for the $5 breakout, and it could not go through. So keep that on the radar, right? The day that AMC is breaking through 5, I think you'll also see GME pushing strong. We'll see what happens there. Mo Heat, what's up out there, guys? Should be ready in 10 minutes. Let's go. Multitasking. I know the life, man, about multitasking. It's hard, that's for sure. Mo Heat, focus on what you're doing. One task at a time. Get to the finish line. You'll get to the other ones, man. We'll see you in a second here. Tello, what's up out there? Telefino or Martin, what's up out there, man? How you doing? Marvell, let's take a look at Marvell. Marvell is making a move here. Marvell, I talked about it with the news, of course. This had good mentions this morning, and it had guidance that got it higher there. Earnings were well here. Strong Q3 results is what's definitely giving this a nice little lift. And that's why I'm watching different stocks in the semiconductor space. So like I just talked about, right? We can just keep it simple sometimes with the market cap, right? So the leader is going to be NVIDIA. You want to see NVIDIA continuing the lead. TSM is playing catch up right now. It's actually probably a stronger move than NVIDIA right now. You can see it with the relative strength in 4 days, a nice 11% climb. AVGO, another one that for a second there was pressured, did do a stock split, now trying to get back through that stock split. So that's what you're looking at right there. You're seeing an attempted recovery back there towards the highs on AVGO. That's why I like AMD today, because I'm looking for this space to continue hot and maybe some of the ones down here to start making the move, right? Marvell is down here, though. Marvell is pretty down there, so that's where you got to be a little bit careful. Marvell is going to be a little bit further down the action there. You can see it's only 83 billion compared to like an AMD, which is 229 billion versus like, let's say, an NVIDIA, right, in the trillions. But just thinking about that is something to think about. Micron's another one that I like, kind of the chart, the way that it looks. It's really sleepy. And when stocks get sleepy, sometimes they wake up. So I don't think it's going to be, really quickly, but it's one to keep on watch there. Intel has been pulling back. Marvell pushing strong here. 109.30s. If you look at the daily or weekly, you can see how you broke out above this 94, which was a kind of like a rounding bottom and really pushed. Now I'd be looking for an attempt back towards 100. Can you get me back to 100 so I can join this party? Other than that, it's hard to join the party up here at 109. All right, guys, IDAI now finally getting a little bit of a lift here. Let's see if it can really push here. It's back to 76 here. So looking to see if it can start to push. You can see the trend line really push there. Went to 78 here. So let's see if it can really climb to the 80s. Of course, that's what I'm looking for to make the ad and go for that $1 push. Let's see if we can get it here, guys. It is 909, so I'm being very careful with this one towards the bell. I want to be ready towards the bell, and if I'm only going to get a little bit of cash on this, I might just have to take what I got and just move on. All right, guys, let's go take a look here. And if you guys have stocks to take a look at, throw them up in the chat. We can take a look at all different type of names. Hey, this is what I'm here for, guys, so keep it going, guys. What are the stocks that trade together? Thanks, Brian. So this is why you see me use this, right? Because you see me do this every single day. What I think is very important is understanding that the way that the market works, Brian, is that the way the market works is that there's sectors, there's industries, and then there's stocks. I always think that a lot of traders work the wrong way. They work from what? They work from stocks to industries to sectors, when really they should be looking for sectors that are hot, industries that are hot, and then what stocks are hot in there. What are the leaders? What are the laggards? And the relationships can help you find the trade and find trades that are moving in the right direction. When all trades move in the right direction, let's say if you have 100 stocks in a sector, then you only have, let's say, 10 stocks in an industry. And when you look in that industry, you're seeing 9 of the 10 stocks up. What does that do? That gives us probability to be in the green. Might as well trade an area where 9 out of 10 stocks are up and then trade those to the upside. It's just going to increase my probability of being into the green. All right, so what is that called? That's more looking into what's called intermarket analysis. So you can look a little bit further into this. Understanding the relationships are so important. Like to say, if you know what's in quantum, if you know what's in autonomous plays, do you know what our battery plays? Do you know charging stations? Do you know let's say, what other plays? AI plays. Do you know growth stocks? Do you know value names? Do you know the consumer staples, right? Do you know healthcare? There's healthcare value, and then there's healthcare growth. There's so many different things that you got to learn in the market. The way you do this is you slowly start adapting. This is not something that you get in one day. All right, let's keep it going, guys. CYCN through VWAP and moving. Let's take a look at that one, Shane. CYCN now starting to move back up after coming down and doing what we call the undercut and rally trade. Undercut a major support, rally off of volume. So you see here how you undercut it here with some big volume. And then when you come back up through that same level, you also got volume. That's someone getting in through 5 and adding through 5. I can clearly see it on the chart. So we'll see what happens there. Nice little push back up there. We'll see if we get through the 6. All right, guys, don't spend my money yet because I want it back. We'll see what happens out there, Jim. Go get that money, man. Let's see what we can come up with today, guys. FGL back down to 470s now. That's going to be one to watch out the gates here. Not much going on for this IDAI. I think it could pop out the gates here. But it's at 74 cents. Not doing much here. I'm at the point I'm about to just cut out of this. This is just not worth being into, because the truth is it's going to make me the count or make me the amount of money that I need. Not really. I mean, if I want to size up like significantly, yeah, I could do that. But I'm just going to go ahead and get out here, guys. All right, guys, just cut it out there. Took a $90 hit there, but there's no point in me sitting in there towards the bell. I want to be sure that I'm ready to go here. I got $1,500 cushion. I'm ready to use that. Of course, that gives me the potential risk down to like $6,000 on one trade, which I think is very important. That's what I need to do. I need to double that up. Take a 2-to-1 approach there and nail that today. Let's see if I can go ahead and make 12, 20,000. That's what I'm going to be looking to do today. And there's only one way to do that. It's try to find a nice little runner. And of course, these smaller names are definitely going to be helping. I'm definitely going to be watching that that fast mover FGL. I think it's one of those ones that, of course, could come right back up. I think what you need to look for is a move back through 5, but that's going to take some time. And I think that that's one of those where you have to let the stock play out and give you the sign that it's coming back. But right now, it's at 530s. It's nothing that I'll focus on right now. It's more along, give me the alert that you're starting to come back. All right, we'll see what else is out there, guys. Going to continue to watch some of these other names. Let's take a look here. Plum giving me a little bit of an alert. And this is a nice little setup in the pre-market. So this has recently got up there. The daily chart looks good on this, guys. Nice little $6 hold. Came back to the 90 MA. You can see the MACD trying to load. It needs volume. That's it. That's all I think this PULM needs is volume. The setups are there. Now the question is, does it want to take it? This one could be a nice little one right out the gates that gets going here. So Plum, PULM on the radar here. Let's see if it breaks 7 out the gates and starts to push higher. Has gotten in the pre-market to 773 and then turned right back down. So in the pre-market, I can see up 1, down 1, up 2, down 2, up 3. I'm going to look for an attempt back down towards that support, which is around the 650 area. So 650, 655, somewhere in that range. Can we get to 650s and get right back through 7? All right, here's a nice little lift. My man, Par, always coming through. We talked about Salesforce. We talked about Marvell. We've talked about CrowdStrike. We've talked about Snow. We've talked a little bit about Amazon. Nike, yes, we talked about it also. Chewy taking a big hit today. Chewy down big here, guys. I will tell you guys that I used Chewy last night, so I don't know how that plays into anything, but hey, at least I'm trying to help their stock. Yeah, I had to order some expensive allergy medication for one of my dogs, and hey, it is what it is. Got to take care of them. But man, these guys and the pet industry overall, vets overall, making a killing, man. Come on, man. You guys just need to find ways to make money. They're like, oh, people love animals? Well, let's go make money there. So if you're looking to see how you can make money sometimes, just think about it. What do people love? I'll tell you one thing. You got to find what they love and then go sell it to them. All right, we'll see what else is out there, guys. Chewy down to the 3076, 3071s. This looks like it's coming crashing right back down. And this had slowly stair-stepped higher. It just doesn't look good here. It looks like it's going to break down, but the only thing is that this is already too far. So maybe you could have got the bounce in the morning back towards 33s. It's back down to 31. But this could bounce at any moment right back towards that 33. So just keep that in mind with Chewy. It does look like it's going lower today, but there could be a little bit of a bounce before that flush. All right, we'll see if some other ones make a move here. I'm going back to IDAI, and it didn't do anything, man. It just stuck there at the 74. Could start making a move, but I'm not going to stay in it if it's not moving. That's the thing here, I think, is trying to find the movers and find them quickly, right? Because that's what's going to help us. All right, let's take a look here at some leisure. How's leisure doing today? Let me take a look here. All right, leisure down about 14%. So this is going to be what? Your like hotels, your cruise lines, the holiday trade, essentially, right? So this is already gotten a little bit of a lift. It looks like we're getting a little bit of a pullback here. I'm still looking to see when Airbnb can make a lift. I think this has a nice little push here in December at some point. I just need to wait till it starts going. So I'm keeping Airbnb on my radar. I'm seeing the cruise lines, they're up big. And I think at some point they're going to start pulling back. And it doesn't mean that it's going to be a bigger pullback. I just think that these are a little bit extended. But they've had a really good time, guys. A really good time. I mean, if you take a look at Norwegian, since pretty much that August time, right, where it is now, it's up 87%. And where did we talk about that? Right here, of course, guys. I talked about how it was near the pre-pandemic numbers and pandemic numbers, and that told me that, hey, this was an opportunity in Norwegian, because the truth is, guys, the cruise lines aren't going anywhere. They're bringing out more boats, and I have a friend right now that's on a transatlantic 14-day cruise. So trust me, there's people spending money out there even in the wintertime, because the cruises just get that cheap in the wintertime. And if you just like being out there and visiting some different countries, having some experiences, definitely cruises are something to check out. Norwegian, nice little lift there. Man, I'm telling you, I was banging the desk on trying to get some Norwegian. Even created this line here. You guys can see it. And I love that it tells me the dates here because dates don't lie, right? So I'll show you this right here. I'm sure there's someone out there like, oh, he's cherry picking. He's just talking about it now. I created this on July 9th, right? And so we drew this on 9th, this weekly trend line that I could see breaking. And boy, oh boy, did it break. And it kept going. What a nice day on Norwegian Cruise Line. And take a look to see if this starts to pull back because some of these have been really strong and we're starting to see some of that leisure pull back. XRT has recently broke out. This one could be pulling back a little bit today. So watch out there, guys, as we're seeing a little bit of some pullback action here in the cyclical names. We could see pullback in the market. When the market has a tendency of going straight up like it is this morning, I get a little bit concerned towards the bell. A lot of times when we get this action of straight up after hours, straight up pre-market, we get some pullback out the gates. So just be careful out there, guys. We could see some pullback here at 9:30. It's 9:20, guys. We got about less than 10 minutes here before the bell. Get ready to go, guys. Get those trade ideas all lined up. Get alerts if you need them ready. And of course, watch out there because the moves will be wicked and fast. All right, looking around out there, I'm starting to see some different stocks move. SRM trying to continue that lift up to the 153. BNRG, another one that I'm getting an alert now, guys. This one just jumping off the 80 cents there. Was at $1 earlier today, so maybe this makes its way back to $1 today. It's pushing off the 80 cents there. We'll see if it starts to make the move. What else out there making a little bit of a move here? CYTO. Another small one. I'm seeing a lot of penny names today, like actual pennies, where it's down to like 50, 60 cents, right? Just something to make a note of, right? If we're seeing a bunch of these, it could be a repeated trend in these names. All right, BT is one that I saw moving this morning. We'll see how the Bitcoin names move this morning. Clean Spark trying to hold on to that 14. We'll see if it can make a little bit of a rally. I've talked about Bitcoin and how it's been coming a little bit down. I mean, we'll see if it's able to hold on. Definitely these software names. Big push today. We could see a little bit of a pullback out the gates and then a continued rally. It's definitely been a good day overall for the stocks, but just continuing to watch the action there. MBIS up there to $30. This has been a big mover. We'll see if this can continue to lift. It could also pull back right below that $30 today. All right, taking a look out there. XKL or XLK, of course, the technology ETF does look good. It looks great. I talked about this as when I go into the sectors, right? So you can see this very similar index. This is an equally weighted base, and you see technology strong. You see cyclicals are strong. You're seeing communication services are strong. You're seeing basic materials getting ready for a bigger move. That's why I'm watching the basic materials to see how that can continue to move. Let's take a look at the weekly here and see what industries are doing best for the week, right? And I think this is important too. Sometimes you just got to look at what's doing well for the week. It's going to give you some good insights. So silver has made a little bit of a turnaround. And that's a nice little bottoming action there in silver. So let's see if silver can really get going. You see AG came back to 6. Now it's bouncing off that 6. I think this is something to play because this is more of an inflationary type of play. And maybe could be hedges all around to be worried about if we're going to get inflation. Well, silver and gold are going to be definitely a way to kind of counteract that. So right now you can look to see could this AG breakout from yesterday continue going through the 640s and 650s. So just one to think about and something that we could potentially trade here. Look at IDAI. Now we're getting the move now, guys. Now we're towards 82 cents. And this was a really nice setup. I didn't need to get out of this. It was just one of those that I didn't want to get caught towards the bell. And you can see it's 9.23 right now. It's starting to lift there, 83 cents there. It could go towards $1 and above here. Let's see if this one continues to make the move. IDAI. All right, guys, let's go ahead. Let's take a look at the leaderboard before we go ahead and keep things going here. And like always, guys, smash the like. We got a lot to talk about here. Let's go take a look at the leaderboard right now and see who's taking the lead. So definitely going to go ahead and show you guys this, as there was a monster trade yesterday, and you guys could be catching up Take a look at the leaderboard as Day Trade with Tony takes the lead. Shout out to the man out there, ZJK. What? Tony, you did it, my friend. You did it. You did it, man. Got to give you a shout out, man. Did this trade just happen? I think it had to have just happened. Let's take a look here. That's my man with a hell of a trade today. Oh no, this trade might have happened yesterday. Let's take a look here. I'll take a look here to see what we got here. What were some trades that were made on this? 99,000 day trade with Tony, killing it. Look at that, guys, and that was on the 3rd yesterday, making some killer cash there. Killer cash, man. And you were the one, day trade with Tony. You were the one that was killing it with that $22,000 trade on SNTI. I love those, man. I love those trades. I took a look at a lot of that action. So shout out to you, my friend. Hey, good job, day trading with Tony. I know you're out there. I know you listening to the show. Hey, shout out to you, my friend. Congratulations for sure. As someone that has seen you battle out there, and you do really well with these day trade with Tony. So, hey, keep battling out there. Show it, man. Show it. I want to see you at the top. Take it, man. Take it. What a trade out there, guys. So really nice trades out there, and you can see it. Trading with about 5,000 shares. There were some trades that he went up to 10,000 shares, but definitely that's where the money is being made, about 5 to 10,000 shares. That's what I've seen also here, guys. So let's get ready for the bell. Shout out to you, though. Day traded with Tony. Killing it, guys. Killing it with that best trade. And, of course, you can see it there, $28,000 trade. Look at this Omar trades. In one trade, guys, in one trade, he made $82,000. So you can definitely make some good money out there, guys. Just keep battling. Keep taking those shots out there. We'll see what happens out there. Yo, Mitch, who told you Toast was going to 40 when you were over at Benzinga? Oliver, good call out there, man. That's not a bad one to mention. And I think I remember thinking about Toast when it was down, when PayPal and Square were like down here. Oh, look. You know what? I always love that TC keeps the dates there. Created this on when? Created this on May 8th. May 8th, I was looking at Toast to see if it would make a move. And I haven't seen this chart in a while, man. I'll be honest. I missed the action that came off of this. I was looking for a breakout. It got the breakout. It came back to that 25. If we look at it on the weekly basis, it just drove off of that and then really started to move. What started here that got it moving? Take a look at PayPal. I think this is exactly what got it moving. PayPal started moving in when? PayPal started moving in August. So let's take a look at Toast again. And when did this start making the move? After August, right? Into essentially September, right? And what started moving there? Well, you started to get what? You started to get Square moving with PayPal. And so once PayPal took the lead, Square followed, and Toast followed with the 3. Clear examples of relationships. Love to see it, my friend. Oliver, get after it, man. And good mention, man. Because at the end of the day, it was a great trade. All right, let's get after it, guys. SRM, all things to look at today. Let's go, traders. You know what time it is. It's 9:28. We're getting ready here for the market open. Let's go, trading team. Let's go make some money. All right, guys. All right, let's see if we can keep things going and maybe make some trades. And day trade with Tony. You know the door's open to you, my friend. We'll hope to get you on Monday if you win the competition. But if you feel like you want to go ahead and trade a little more, trade. Hey, if you want to come on to the show, let me know, man. I can send you an invite. We can have you hop on and maybe talk a little bit about your trading action yesterday or maybe some of the trades you're making today. Of course, I want you to focus on killing it and winning that comp. It's always good to see someone in the chat right here killing it. So smash that like, guys. You know what that is, man? To make 99,000 in a day? That's money, guys. That's money to be made there. Let's go, guys. And there's something to learn on these, right? I want to learn from the best trades. So what I'm going to be doing, guys, especially after the competition, right now in the competition, it gets a little bit lost. But stay tuned for next week. On Monday, we'll review the competition. We'll talk to the winner, right? But on Tuesday, I want to do another review, more based on the top trades in the competition. Where is the edge in those trades? How could we reproduce those trades, maybe with a little smaller size, but still making a hell of a lot of money? That's what we're all here for in the end. We're here to make that cash. I can't blame you. All right, let's go. Let's go, guys. Let's see what's out there, what we can come up with. All right, guys, it's 9:29. We're getting ready for the bell here. Let's go ahead. Let's get ready. Who's ready to rumble today? You know what time it is, guys. It's time. Let's go, traders. Let's go trading. The bell's coming. It's time, traders. Let's go. Let's get it, guys. Let's get it. Let's see what we can come up with. Markets open. Find those trades and make some quick ones out there. Let's see what we can do. All right, looking out there right now, trying to find what's making the move out this gates here. CTOR down to $1. What the heck happened to this one yesterday? This is how that guy was able to make $80,000, because this thing went from what? From $2 back down to $1 yesterday. CTOR getting a little lift this morning here. Looking at the leaders here to see what's making the moves. I'll let you guys know. ZJK made a little bit of a pop there towards 16. This one looks very similar to the one yesterday that kept popping and then just kind of getting into the hole and then went on a down hole. That's what cost me a good amount yesterday. So we'll see what happens on this one. ZJK trying to pop above 16. All right, looking around out there, trying to take a look to see if there's any leaders that I can call out that's standing out to me here. So I'll keep looking at it, guys. PSQH. All right, that's one, of course, that's up massively. We'll see if this one can continue. This one made a move right off of these levels yesterday. So let's see if it can recover the levels, 550s. If not, it could flush down through the 5. This one has made a giant leap here, and so it's pulling back a little bit. But $5 still in play here to catch a little bit right back up there towards the 550s. I'd keep PSQH on the watch there. This one could break 5. We'll see what happens on that. I'm looking to see if it breaks 5, but really looking at 550 on the upside. All right, CTNT, you can see that pulling back to the $4. That's not going anywhere right now. So just looking around out there, guys, trying to catch some alerts. All right, here's an alert, at least for the PSQH, trying to break the $5. It just broke 5. We'll look to see if it recovers there. CNEY showing up on the scanners. Of course, this one was near the $1, now pulling back there. SRM also doing the same, but this actually looking a little bit better there. So let's see how this one's trading. I think it's on a halt already. SRM on a halt there. HRTK on the downside action here. We'll look to see if this starts making a move. ETHU, let's see how the Ethereum's going. 1050 lift there off the nice little pullback there. So I'm looking to see if CleanSpark can make a little bit of a push today off the 14. Not a bad one to think about here. We'll see if we get some Bitcoin rally action today. Mara with a nice little jump off the 25 there. So let's start seeing if this can rally a little bit there. Let's go looking at the Qs to see how that's moving here. A little bit of a pullback. I talked about how we could get some pullback right out the gates because the market was up all morning long, and that's what happens a lot of the times. Look what happened right before the bell. A nice little drop down, and that's a lot of the times just washing out some of the morning bulls. Let's see what happens on some of these trades. Can we get another lift there? CCRN, crazy action there. I don't know what the hell happened to this stock. Probably a buyout, the way that the action's trading, but just not trying to take too much time on things today. Just trying to keep it moving, guys. So if you guys see a mover, call them out. I'm still looking at the action out there. Ooh, looks like my scanner went down there. Let me refresh here, try to get my scanner back to working. There it is. Got it back to working, guys. I just had to refresh there. All right, looking around out there, trying to find what's moving here. HSAI. HSAI got up there to 10, now back down to 940s. Can this one get back there to 9? Doesn't look too bad if it does, or maybe at least the 9 EMA, 924. HSAI as one of the names that's making a move. PRZO, I actually traded this one a couple days ago. It is starting to catch a little bit of a lift there off the 150s. We'll look to see if it really pushes, but PRZO getting a nice little lift there. Microvast up there to 155. We'll see how these move here. The top three look interesting. OM, another one that's making a little bit of a lift there that could keep pushing. JetBlue with a nice little push higher. So keep your eyes on that action there. Will they be able to maybe find a way to get the save deal? I think this is actually something to watch here, guys. It is getting a nice little pop on the day. Does someone know something about JetBlue that I don't? That's what I'm going to be thinking there. They give an optimistic outlook for 2024, and I think that's an important outlook to catch there. It is getting a nice little lift here. JetBlue, I'd like to see a pullback to 650s here. If not, it could just take a move to 7. And that's not a bad outlook to look at, right? I mean, this is not a bad stock to maybe try to take a shot. The big part about this is that it has a nice looking pattern. I would love for it to at least come back here towards this resistance, 654s, 650s, and then really start to go. But you can see it already pushing here. Could get to 7 today. I think that's a nice opportunity for 7 and maybe 730s here on JetBlue. Of course, I'd have to go bigger size on this to step up to the plate, but doesn't look bad. It has a good news. It's a smaller looking stock, and you can go bigger in size, right? JetBlue is only $6, so we can get a pretty decent size there. How are the airlines doing overall? If the airlines were doing really well, I would play this play. And you can see right now they're pulling back a little bit. So we'll see if this can stay strong. Q's trying to recover here. Let's see if it recovers above the 520s and 520.50 here. Trying to keep things moving along, as you can hear it from my voice. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Day trade with Tony. I gave you a beautiful shout out, my friend. I hope you were able here to hear it. If not, rewind a little bit right before the bell. You might enjoy it. Gave you a nice little shout out, my friend. It's good to see you on top. And remember, the door is always open to you, Day Trade with Tony. You want to come hop on? Hey, let me know. All right, we'll see what else is out there. HSAI already getting a little bit of a lift there. This one's back down to the 919s. It looks interesting for me. I like this one. HSAI. All right, let's see if I can get a 9 or an undercut here. All right, looking good here on HSAI to take my first trade here. I'm looking at all the top names, and this one looks good with the majority of the volume. That's why I'm looking at this one. All right, starting to see some volume coming back into it. I just took my first starter. I'm looking for it to pull back to 9, but if it doesn't give me that pullback, that's fine. I do want to take some more sizing into this, but just need to start seeing it get back above the VWAP and start to get stronger. So the big part is also looking for the MACD to start expanding right back out. So you can see how it contracted here. I'm going to look for it to expand right back out. So I want this to get bigger and go away from the yellow line, not to the yellow line here. All right, nice little lift there on that first action here. Now we're in the 930s. Could get a double tap at 9, so I'm just keeping that in mind. All right, taking a little bit on this first action. Here's another one that moves fast. It's a hard trade here. XCUR, guys. This one went to a halt, then now starting to trade. Be careful with this one. Huge spread, very low volume, and very hard to trade is XCUR. I'll just say that right off the top. It's very hard to trade there. We'll keep a watch on some of the other action there. AMD is one that I'm watching there. Q's still going down here, but it's just a little bit of a leak, and I think this is all based on the morning action. We got to look for the strength to come back in. Right now, CCRN, one of the stocks that has been making a big move there. PSTG, another one, Pure Storage. This one had some good earnings this morning. HSAI going back after it. What's up out there, guys? I want to see you out there, guys. JetBlue looked good, man. JetBlue looked good there. HSAI right off the VWAP now, holding around the 918. Let's see if this can get another pop here and then really start to push up. That's where I want to take the sizing here. It doesn't look too bad as it's starting to balance out. You can see now we're getting tighter here, so I need to see that expansion back away now. Looks good on that first action here. Let's see if they can start to take this HSAI. Looking for an attempt to 911s and then watching that to hold and not break 9. And then once that happens, I can really start to size into this. Looks good on this. And if you look at it on the 5-minute, I like the look. I'm just trying to wait for a 9 hit again on the 9 EMA. But it could just start taking here. There's the 930s here. Now I can start to look to see if this really wants to make the move here. $950s is where things get really hot. All right, looking into the scanners out there. This is still on top of the scanners, so that's not looking too bad there. I'm looking around to see what else is making a move. I'm going to put this by 15 minutes and keep calling out what's moving in the last 15 minutes. So that's the only thing that I'll be calling. I have DATS moving out there and some other names moving out there. 16%. Microvast, not the worst one. All right, now starting to get that lift to 940s, 950s here, guys. So looking good here. Now I'm just looking for any pullback to add here. It looks great. Now I just need the pullbacks to start adding in and taking a shot. So pullbacks back to the 9 EMA, back to the VWAP. That's what I'm looking to go ahead and size into. Still looking good here. Still could just take the 950s and start to push. This 50,000 shares at 925 stands out to me here. So I'm looking for that attempted move back towards him, back to filling that, and then maybe hitting 918, 910s, and then really taking off. So I'm looking for a little small pullback here and then the lift off. All right, looking around out there, and man, what is going on with my scanner out there? It keeps going down, but it's not my scanner, at least. It's not on trade to pull. It's another one, guys. CYCN, guys, CYCN. Starting to move back on a halt through 6. So, hey, there you guys have it. Good mention in the chat. What's up out there, guys? What kind of parameters do you use to build the scanner? I got you, Kevin. I can tell you. So this is more of my penny stock scanner. So my penny stock scanner is just filtering out stocks between 40 cents and $30 and pre-market volume over 100,000 shares. And the big part for me is looking at change percentage in 5 minutes and making sure that it's up over 5% in 5 minutes and up over 10% in the last 15 minutes. These are things that can really help you. So I just look at that and I call that out right here. So you guys see it on my Benzinga scanner right here. So I put it up so that you guys can see that. All right, looking at JetBlue here. I want to watch in JetBlue because that just continues to lift. I don't think that's a bad one to watch there. I'm just waiting for a little bit of a pullback, not really getting it. GWAW, another one, penny stocks. Penny stocks are lifting today, guys. There's a lot of penny stocks in play, and we're talking real pennies. KULR, another one showing up on the scanners there. Nothing much moving right now. All right, let me know when CYCN reopens, guys. If you guys see that one reopen, yell at me. HSAI is one that I have. It's holding that pullback. Didn't go to that 925 at this point. I'm looking to add and just maybe hold break even, but it's not moving much here. This will move me a couple pennies up if I add here. So just looking at it here, and it's just not moving enough. Also, the dying off of the volume. So you see how this is dead volume? That's something that I'm trying to really pay attention to. There's 55s there showing up there. Now I at least have the opportunity for a breakout. All right, adding here, and then I'm just going to hold break even, see if it breaks out. If not, it's okay to get me out on this. The key is there is that it looks like it's going to break out above the 960s and go to 10 and 11. If it does that, that's fine, right? Maybe make a $2,000 trade there. This isn't going to be a massive trade. It might just stop me out on the pullback, but I'm going to make sure that I don't take a loss on this. Tried to set up for a bigger move. It's just not moving also. It's kind of slow there. CYCN reopened there at 734s. Let's see what happens on this one. Will it come crashing right back down, or will it continue? Hourly resistance right now off of 7, running right into it. Let's see if it holds this 7, or does it go right back above? So right now, 734s, 740s on that CYCN. Still holding around this 7. Did open at 616, made a push to 739, and then to the right went to 780. So it was a big lift there out of the hole. Looking around to see any other names making that type of move. Not seeing much. Look around, guys. Let's look around. Let's keep looking. Let's keep trading, guys. I am late on this one. I hate taking this type of trade where it's just way extended. So the only way that I'd look at CYCN is more to short it today. But that's just my outlook, and I'm not going to short it above the 9 EMA. So I'd just be patient on that myself. But hey, you guys out there, let me know what you guys are seeing. 8LT, another name that's off the $10 spot. Really good looking pullback there on the $10 spot. I really like the way this is set up today. This looks interesting, this ALT. Really like that pullback off of that 10. Good volume there also off of the 980s. So it's not a bad looking stock here. We'll see what happens on this one. Look at the daily on alt. I have no idea what this company does, but I can just look at the chart itself, and the chart itself is looking like it's starting to turn around. And you can see this on the monthly too. So this is kind of more of a longer term stock approach. Look at alt. You see this? That's a long-term trend line starting to approach. And that has a tendency of helping stocks when they go towards those levels. If I look at the hourly, this is held really well. Could come back towards like 980s, but good push off of that 10. So good looking stock here. Alt. Don't trade this often. HSAI did cut me out there. Now reloading at the 925 area that we talked about, right? So there was this big order size that needed to get through there on HSAI. Now it could make the move here. So I'm going to continue to watch it. It's not a bad looking stock. It's just I had to get out there while the getting out was good there. Now it's starting to go back towards the 940s here. Alt still looks great there. It's one that I want to maybe trade here, but I don't know too much about it here is alt. Just wanted to mention that because I definitely do see it move, and now it's showing up on my scanners. It's still not into my rules. It's up 6% in the last 5 minutes, but only up 4% in the last 15. SRM trying to come back up. This thing halted down, now trying to come right back. CYCN now went up there to 8, now starting to come back down. Who knows where this one's going, guys? It's definitely moving all around. I think this one's might be done because it just went towards a resistance and then started to turn back. I could see this one starting to come back here. CYCN. Little part of me feels like shorting this thing, but we've had what? 1, 2, 3. I'm going to let it try to go one more time to like 9 and then start looking to see if this one starts to get killed on the downside. JetBlue, just continuing, guys. Just holding the 9 EMA. held the 670s there, now 689. So a little part of me feeling like scalping this JetBlue, but it's doing pretty well on the day. It's just continuing up slowly. DAL, UAL, we'll see if those can start to move. The airlines are starting to move to the upside. Qs are starting to rebound here. So let's see if we can start getting some strength in some of these names. AMD still weak there. I'm looking to see what happens on AMD. Microsoft, that was one that was on my radar. That's held really well today, guys. And look at the daily. This is really starting to turn here. And I'm glad I called out Microsoft today because this is really starting to look pretty here. So really nice looking chart. Just broke out of that kind of trend line right there, holding this bottom trend line. I think this looks great here for Microsoft to start going higher, maybe finishing the year up into this spot here. So, hey, not a bad looking chart today. All right, guys, what are you guys seeing out there? What do you guys like? Let me know in the chat. I'm trying to catch some conversation. You guys let me know. Nat, pre-market high. Let's go. CRDO moving. Marvell still pushing. Let's get it, guys. Get that money, guys. All right, looking around out there, guys. What about Cleveland Cliff? This is another one that I wanted to look at today to see if it can get the lift there. Just did that kind of red to green look here where I kind of like it off of that, right? So let's see if this starts to get the push today. Why am I looking at steel plays? Of course, because of yesterday's X type of play. So I think the X is going to start to make a comeback here, and it could work its way all the way back to where it was, right? Before this kind of Napon adventure that we went on, I'm going to call it. So you can see here, you went back, you filled this gap, right? You filled all that gap. You're kind of sideways off of that level. Now I want to see if it can start to curl back towards 40. If it curls back to 40, it could be at 45, 50 before we know it. So I think this is definitely one to watch today. It is coming off of a support around the 37, 38s. I think it could get right back up there towards like maybe even 38s today. So it's one that I'm watching and keeping it on a close radar is X and some other names, right? Like Cleveland Cliff, like Steel Dynamics, like Nucor. Seeing those go into the green is going to be very important. I'd keep an eye on it, especially like a Nucor that's been down for so long, could start turning things around. HSAI, not looking too bad there. We'll see what happens out there. All right, looking around out there, VCIG, another one that's making a move right now. Let's go take a look at this one. All right, VCIG was up there to the 350s multiple times here. This looks like a little bit of a cup and handle pattern there. On the 15-minute, looks good if it could hold that nice pullback to 3 that it just took. So nice little pullback on the 15-minute. I kind of like this one. Nice little bottoming here. Let's see if it makes a little bit of a wick attempt here. I'd like to see a little bit of a hold towards 307 here and then right back up. So like come down towards like 306, 307, and then ramp right back through that 325. Looking for this pattern here to hold that. It just did that 307 to the key there on VCIG. All right, guys, just bought VCIG, going for it there. 2,000 shares, looking for pullbacks to add there. I'm at 328s, looking for, like, let's say 315s, 320s to add here. Let's do 310 there. 315s. All right, there you go ahead, guys. I'm trying to get some ads here. Let's see if we can get some ads. All right, tried to step up there in the 20s, wasn't able to get the fill there. It did go to the 15s there, so let's see if I get the fill now. All right, getting a little bit of a pullback here. Going to go ahead and try to get a fill here. All right, just got another little fill there on VCIG. Just looking for this kind of $3 area really to hold here. So taking my first really swing of the day here. All right, now trying to see this get back above VWAP. It's had a couple of attempts back above VWAP here. So let's start seeing if the strength can come in it here. Volume just came in on that candle. So good looking setup here. Let's go. Let's take a swing. That's what it's all about here. You got to take swings, and this is the setup that I like here. I'm going to go for it here, guys. Want to see it start lifting to 330s here, and then I can start to trigger more. HTOO, another one making a move out there. ELAB and Microvast, some of the other names that are watching. COOM, Unity, nice mention. That's a growth name that's moving. Dell, NVIDIA, good mentions out there. Love the mentions in the chat out there, guys. What do you think about Dell? Well, it's always going to have a tendency of moving higher. It's a big 5G play that didn't get the love. It's been getting the love more for the AI kind of conversation out there. Dell, not a bad stock to hold. It's been having a nice little pullback recently. We'll see what happens here. All right, SRM giving a little bit of an alert out there. That to get a little bit of a spike there. It's at 147, almost 150. So big spot to look at that. We'll see how these other ones move. How are the quantum plays moving today? Like QMCO and QUBT. On the downside a little bit there. IonQ starting to come back there, though. That's one thing to definitely look at. Qs are coming back, guys. SPY's back there. So starting to look to see if AMD can start to make a little bit of a lift here in a little bit. We'll see what happens on that one. NVIDIA, all the other names. NVIDIA's on the downside. Apple's pushing strong. Selling NVIDIA, buying Apple. That's been the trade, man. And we'll see if that can continue. Microsoft also. Now Google getting stronger. Amazon names that I'm looking at. These are the big boys that I feel are doing well. Tesla's another one that could continue today. We'll see what happens. But definitely Amazon, Microsoft, Google, and Meta are the names that I'd be looking to see if we can continue the strength. VCIG now trying to make that little prop up. It still hasn't made the big breakout. The setup, I think, is here, though. And I'm just trying to keep really close to the setup. I got 4,000 shares. I do want to get bigger here, but I got to be smart. Got to be smart. All right, nice little recovery on a fake out to the downside here. I'm just watching it here to see if we can start to really get the lift here. All right, let's go to the 5 minute and see here. You can see how you're trying to do another cross back over here. So I'm just looking at the 5 minute to see if we can take out this high. This 334 could really get this stock going towards the high 370s. And then maybe we'll see if we get a $4 run. If I measure the flag, it's about $1.14. So this could go to 4 and then give it the potential to go higher, right? We'll see if it gets back there towards 5 today. That'd be kind of like top outlook. And I do want to take a bigger shot on this, guys. This is my shot to maybe come back on the account. So, hey, looking good here on the 320s. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more there as we start to look like we're propping up here towards the 322s. And there you go. 322s start to hit. I got 6,000 shares here. Looking for this to start moving here. Let's go. I see this stock can really start to move here above the 330s. I can start adding and really take the swing towards 350 and 360. Let's see if we can get this one out. I did get a little bit earlier in that. Nice little inverse head hammer candy there. Now need to see this get back there towards the 330s. Definitely trying to reload and hit some stops right now off the 310s here. Let's see if it can hold this area and then green candle back towards the Bollinger Band 338s. We'll see what happens on this one. At least I feel like I have a nice setup here. I still have 1,400 of cushion. Let's go. All right, looking around out there, I might go back into the short, but will follow your advice. Smaller size since I'm already green on the trade. Yeah, sometimes it's like always, right? I mean, you can always go right back in with the size, but the biggest thing is to understand how much you're willing to give up of your profit, right? Because if you're just trying to make more profit, you need to be careful of giving up the whole amount, right? So, an easy way is just to cut the size in half, right? It's going to give you that ability to probably not get caught as big on the downside where you don't lose the profits you just made, right? It's okay to come in and out of stocks. I think that's a great way to do it. The only thing is, as you keep going further into that play, understand that the probabilities of you ending in the green are actually slowly starting to dim, right? The second trade, you get a little bit less. The third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, you start to lower down. But the important part is staying green. And that's why I'm talking about lowering the size, because the truth is that can avoid some wipeouts, right? That's what we're trying to do at the end of the day. Avoid the wipeout. All right, there's a 302 touch there. It didn't fill on an ad that I was looking to maybe add at 3. It avoided my 3 fill there. So I'm moving it up to 3, looking to see if we can go right back up now. All right, we'll see what happens on this VCIG. That's for sure. Trying to take a shot here, guys. Trying to take a shot. CYCN now starting to hold the 9 EMA. Could make an attempt back up, right? So I talk about how I don't like to short until it breaks the 9 EMA. I'd like for one more attempt back there towards the 9 as being that last kind of drive up there. You can see it on the 15-minute. I'd like to see another little push here and then a fail, or maybe come up towards like the 815 and then the fails. But this is starting to slow down, this CYCN. All right, looking around out there to see what else is making a move there. OM trying to make a little bit of a lift there. Let's go to the Qs and see what's moving in the Qs. You're getting some downside break there. I talked about how we could see a little bit of some pullback based on what I was seeing in the market. Now, everything in the last hour red except real estate and communication services, even basic materials going red. So definitely some red action here on that pullback. Watch out there, guys. You're getting the pullback. VXX probably going to get a little bit of a lift on this. I don't think it'll get the biggest move. Everyone's been looking for the VIX to kind of collapse. We'll see what happens on that. You can see the VIX went back down really quickly there, even though the Qs are making a down move there. So we'll see if these are able to hold. You did start seeing a little bit of a leak there. BCIG still just playing around with that area, right? And so I'm still looking to see if we can get the lift, but we're not pushing. And a lot of times I get to this point where I'm like a little ticking time bomb, right? If the stock doesn't want to go, well, I might have to go myself here. But we are getting a little bit of a higher low trend. That's a good sign to see right now off of the 15-minute. Let's see if this can start to get hot again and really make an approach to 350s. All right, starting to move, trying to prop above the 320s here, and that's really the spot. I'm still not seeing that big volume jump. We did get a volume jump recently. I'm just looking for the spike towards 330s to show me the sign. I want to take control here. Still no pop there, so just got to wait. Just got to be patient. Got to be patient on this one, guys. Got to be patient. It's the only way it's going to pay me. All right, we'll see what happens out there. Still looking at it here to see what I could get into. What else I can get into. I'm looking to make some more trades. How's JetBlue doing now? Did we get a little bit of a pullback on that one? Yes, we did. So that's the pullback that I kind of needed here to take a shot on JetBlue today. Let's take a look really quickly at DAL. Qs looking pretty decent there. I like this JetBlue, especially the Qs can recover here. So JetBlue, not a bad looking stock here. I'm going to take a little bit of a shot here. Let's see how much size I can really get. All right, guys, just took 5,000 to the long side on JetBlue, and this is all based on trying to make a little bit of a bigger bet on this one. Of course, the risk could have been down there to 653s, so that's going to be where I'll take another ad. I'll try to get 10,000 shares there and risk off the 640s today on JetBlue, the opening price. I think this could come back up through the 89s and maybe to 10. So this gives you a little bit of a potential, not to 10, to 7. So this gives me a nice little potential. I do want to add so I can make maybe $4,000, $5,000 on this trade. It's a smaller trade, smaller one, but still looking to try to make a big one there. All right, going back here to VCIG because that's where I have a decent amount of sizing working right now. All right, VCIG, we should have already gotten a little bit of a lift there. The Q's still battling a little bit there. As a matter of fact, let me get that chart up here. There's the Q's going back to green. That like that outlook there. We'll see if the SPY collapses a little bit there, but the Q's trying to prop back up. All right, we'll see what happens there in JetBlue. I like the look here. We'll see if it starts to recover. Nice move in the Qs there, starting to push up. Let's see if we can get another JetBlue rally here. VCIG coming right back down. I need to go focus on that. JetBlue starting to push right back up there. I want to add and take a shot on this. Looking for a 650 pullback on JetBlue. I got to go back to VCIG. Rejected at 320s too many times now. It's getting to the point where it's just getting heavy now. See it on the 15 minutes, still holding that low, but threes breaking, then you definitely need to get out of this. So looking to see if it can recover, but it's been a tough one to hold. Not much volume coming in this lately, and you can see from 10:07, there's pretty much nothing going on there. So I'm looking to see if it can get hot again, but there's not much. If it does break back above this, it would look good, but it's just still kind of going sideways right now. There's another pullback to the 305 here, guys. So definitely getting to the point where I'm ready to get out of VCIG. VCIG right back towards that 3 there. Looking around to see any of the other big names moving there. There's RGTI that just got the lift off the $3 spot. This is a known runner too. That's been up there to 367 recently. Rigetti Computing. A little spike there. Not a monster spike, right? It's just a little one. Q's pushing right back up there. Looks pretty good there. I mean, we're getting a little bit of a battle now. I think just got to hang on tight and see what happens to the overall market. The Q's are pushing strong there. I'm looking for AMD also to start getting hot there and bottom out and start to turn back to the upside. So just one that I'm looking at in the bigger names, right? So I'm still looking at some of the bigger names. All right, what's up out there, guys? How we doing? CYCN short worked, but nerve-wracking to wait the 30-second rules. Yeah, it is nerve-wracking, that's for sure. ETHU, not a bad one. HSAI, looking good now, Mohit says. And I agree with you, Mohit. It's probably looking good there. It was just building and building, and now it looks great, right? It built and built, and now it's making the move. I had a really good trade on in that one. It just never made the move there. Now it's setting up for a 10 break and could keep going. I mean, this looks great on the daily. So HSAI almost breaking 10 there and could get hot through that 10. 950's really held. So pullbacks to 950 seem to make sense, right? So we'll see what happens with that one if it breaks through 10. It's a good look. I had that look there. And if you can see here, you got a crossover and then a cross back. So we'll see what happens on that. All right, HTOO, another one making a quick move. These penny names, guys, the penny boys today have been strong, strong, strong. That's for sure. Choose big move to the upside on the 15. That's good outlook there. Looking at the setups that were out there like DAL, right? This is my JetBlue trade. So essentially looking at the industry, right? You can look here, very similar trade, looking for the industry to stay hot, make a move right back to the upside, and then look to see if maybe JetBlue can start to make a little bit of a lead here. 650s will be my ad. ULCC also made a little lift today. We'll look to see if it makes another one. BCIG just not doing anything right now. So looking to see what that one's going to do. Come on, give me a spike. Looking around out there, guys. What are you guys seeing out there? What's trading? What's moving? Let's go to the Qs and see what's leading the Qs. See what's leading the SPY today. If we take a look there, Marvell, we talked about that one before the open. It's just continued up, right? So good looking trade there. Datadog continuing on the upside. Adobe getting some lift there. Team, Workday. Some of the names that we've been seeing continue strong, right? Amazon, nice move there. I talked about this one before Black Friday, and it's been on a rally since then, guys. If we take a look at it, essentially in like 2 weeks here, it's up 8.7%. That's pretty good for a big name, right? Apple today continuing. It's up towards 243.60s. So big move there. Not looking too bad at all. Just looking around out there, trying to continue the battle. But Microsoft, what about that one from the playbook today? Really nice first push. Let's see if it gets a little bit of a 15-minute pullback and then gets another rally there on Microsoft. We could see some downside action come in, though. I am still seeing a little weakness out there, but I think it's just a little bit choppy. The SPY is the confusing one. That's not going anywhere right now. A lot of chop action there in the SPY. BCIG giving me definitely some down hit now. Now that's just starting to break down here. So I got one chance to add down here and see if it bounces to 3. If not, I just got to get out here. Let's see if this just bounces right back to 3. If not, I'll just get out. This is opening price, so I'm just looking for the opening price to bounce right back. Not just got to get out, take the hit, take that down. Yes, I'll be down a little bit, but not down so much that the account gets blown, right? Look to see if we get some kind of bounce here. All right, did get JetBlue down to 650s. It hit it for a slight second. Now I'm going to look to see what happens in the overall market. The SPY is leaking a little bit here. I need to see the SPY start making the right move back to the upside. So just watching the SPY right now because that's the only thing that's pretty much down there. The Qs are still bouncing back. That still looks good. The SPY has gone nowhere today. A lot of that is because the action happened in the pre-market. So just watching that action to see if we start to really leak in the Qs, that would be scary. We did do a little bit of a blow off top there in the Qs towards 521.40s. So just keeping that in watch. JetBlue getting that little bounce there, but SPY coming right back down. So that's a little bit scary there. Just need to see the SPY get back to green on a 5-minute basis, and then I can step up to the plate in JetBlue. What's up out there, Sunil, the millionaire? Hello. What's up out there? Another Mohit. You're having problems? Don't worry. The other Mohit's not having problems. Nah, man. If you're having some issues, hey, my account not logged in. What's going on? What are you having some issues on? I wish I could help you. You know what? Like always, you get your credentials from the trader area. If you're missing your credentials, take a look at that. Make sure that it works there. Meta breakout, says Jim. Hey, Meta is one of those stocks that we've seen the strength there. Let's take a look here. Meta. Nice move through the 615. Talked about this one before the Black Friday trade when it was down here at the 572. It's taken off now, 8% higher, just like Amazon. So we know where the strength is going. That's for sure. All right, definitely getting that downturn here, guys. In a second, I'm going to go ahead and get out of VCIG. Downside in the market here. Down she goes, guys. Be careful out there. Seeing a hard downside action move in the market right now, guys. So some leak coming really quickly here. On JetBlue, I might even take it off because the leak is pretty strong here in the SPY. So just be careful out there, guys. We might start to get hit a little bit on these downside moves here. I'm setting up a stop on JetBlue to get out. It would take a $700 hit here. But the truth is the SPY is scaring the living hell out of me. Ooh, and it just might be an undercut on the 650s, but SPY put a little fear into me right there. Not going to lie. Qs went down to the 15-minute low, which isn't the worst. The SPY has been weak, so weak that, man, that was a quick down action move there at like, what, 10.16? VIX trying to get a little bit of a spike there. Not seeing much there, but got out of JetBlue. Would still like it, but I need to see the market start to come back. The market's just dragging right now. We'll see if it starts to come back through the 657s, willing to get out and get back in JetBlue. Watching for this VCIG to start making the up move there, but not much going on right now. Let's see if we can start seeing this come back here. I'll show you the SPY. SPY went quickly down there. It might go red on the daily. You can see that quick down move there. Really caught some traders. The thing was, it made a fake up move right before it. So that's how you catch a lot of the traders. JetBlue looked interesting off that 650s, but it's coming down, and a lot of this is more the market just not helping it. All right, what's up out there, guys? What are you guys taking a look at? I know Powell's speaking later today, but I don't think he'll give anything really good on the market. I think he's just going to have an overall conversation. Shouldn't expect too many fireworks from that. This JetBlue looks good, man. Looks gravy. All right, VCIG giving me the scare of life here. So looking to see if it can get back above the 291. If not, just going to get out here. SPY starting to come back here. So yeah, definitely going to go ahead and just set a stop here. Just going to set a stop at the low and see if it starts to come back there. Stop at 283 there for VCIG. Could still get me here. It's trying to bounce off of that. SPY coming right back. So that could have been just a fake out. Looking to see if we can start to see this JetBlue start to come back here. And I'm just watching the market here because you're definitely getting some chop and definitely some scare to the downside. All right, looking into the SPY, seeing if there's any news that's coming in that we're missing here. We did get some ISM numbers at 10 a.m. that kind of turned things around. I mean, if you think about it, that's what kind of shook things up there. At 10 a.m., we got a little bit of some downside. It bounced, rejected that level, and now you're getting another rejection from that level. So we could still go right back down to this 605. The back and forth right now. SPY right back up. Q's right back up. So let's see what happens there. Getting a wick attempt on VCIG. Just spreading it out right now, trying to get some stops activated here. I don't have my stop placed, so I'm not getting hunted right now, but I could see that setup. Watching to see if this JetBlue starts turning back to the upside. Nothing for this VCIG, man. This thing just died out. VCIG not going anywhere, guys. A lot of times a ticking time bomb, right? So I just set the stop there at least to make sure that I know what my risk will be and to keep me into the trading action. So let's go look at JetBlue as being one of those stocks that I could potentially trade here. If the SPY could go green, I do like this trade. But of course, that's going to be more dependent on the market, right? I can't tell the market what to do. I'm just trying to react to what the market's doing right now. And it's definitely trying to wash out at that that 10 a.m. number. But if you think about it, right, overall in a deeper time frame, you're still holding the action from this morning. You're just testing down those numbers, and you could reverse back to 606 or come crashing down through the 605. So that's what I'm watching right now to see if we can start getting some type of lift there. All right, there's VCIG back to 3 there. So interesting as it starts going back to 3. Needed to really pop, though, if it's really going to make a move. We'll see what happens on that one. Just trying to keep an eye on JetBlue and the different names. Will the SPY go back to green? BCIG finally turning back here, looking to see if it can hold a support and start to move. It's a 290 area. Let's go. Let's get a nice little spike right back up there. 15-minute candles is really what I'm watching now. Nice little hold on that 284. Could come back up to the 333s. So looks good there. It just needs to hold the 3 and really push through the VWAP. See if we can find a runner today. Find a winner. A lot of these penny names today, guys. At least VCIG starting to show up back up on my scanners. That's not a bad idea. Sick and tired of that guy Powell, man. What's up with that guy Powell? Crazy question. How you set up a stop on Trade the Pool platform? Well, we have tons of videos on our YouTube about this and different orders, chart setups, indicators, all different types of things. So check out the playlist on our YouTube. I worked on that. A lot of others worked very hard to try to get you the information that you need. But an easy way to do it is like this. So I'll show you, right? I'll show you even with the VCIG position, right? So a lot of that is you do some chart trading. You got to right click on the settings, right? And go to the chart trading. So chart order entry. So you can go to show order entry and things like that, right? And that's what you want to do. Visual trading, open positions, click this visual. That's going to help you go ahead and actually have it right on the screen there. So then you can use the stop loss on a drag right on the chart. That's what I really like using. Of course, you can always just put it here, the top corner in your order box. You can put a stop here. So you change the order type from a limit to a stop, and then you can just adjust the price and set that, right? So there's different ways of going through it. And we also have click mouse trading. That's a little bit more confusing. So for you newer traders, I wouldn't advise you taking a look into mouse trading unless you have some experience and do some fast trading. But just wanted to kind of mention that as a way that you guys could take some trades here. All right, guys, not much going on this VCIG. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a stop right underneath 3 here because at this point it should take off, guys. But and if it isn't going to make the move, that's fine too. I need to keep myself in the game today. So I'm going to go ahead and set a stop there about 1400 to still take a swing if I can. Right. And that's the important thing. If it just takes a rip to 320s, hey, I'll look to add. But if it comes down below 3, I think it's time to get the hell out of this name. So let's see what happens. Does the momentum continue and not break 3? That's what I would want to see. So the momentum not breaking this kind of 9 EMA could come down towards like 297. I have 297 right now. I'm going to put it to 296 just to give myself a little penny more. All right, now starting to see the Qs prop up, the SPY prop up. So JetBlue is my big radar to watch here. SPY making a recovery there. It's time to take a big JetBlue trade, guys. All right, guys, just took their 10,000 shares there on JetBlue to the long side, guys. I do want to open up bigger and bigger on this through the 650s, but I'm giving myself a chance for an ad at 630s, which is the low of the day, and looking for JetBlue to start working its way right back up. So had good mentions. Let's see if this can hold here, the 5-minute low, and start working its way back towards the 680s and the $7 towards the end of the day. That could be a monster win, right? And so that's what I'm trying to set myself up for. Of course, it's going to be a big win if that happens. I think this is more based on if the market can really make a comeback today. And that's about $5,000, right? It's not an insane trade. I still would probably try to add to it and make a bigger trade, especially if we can get VCIG to start getting into the green here. All right, guys. So big JetBlue and big on VCIG. Mouse trading is awesome. Yeah, it is awesome, guys. It's pretty interesting. Laugh out loud. You need to get used to it. I agree. Accidentally bought 200 of NVIDIA yesterday. That's what could happen to you. That's why I put the warning out there, future. You know I'm always looking out for you guys. Trust me. A lot of times in my voice, you will hear how I'm just looking out for you guys, because at the end of the day, the number one thing I'm trying to keep you guys is blowing up accounts. At the end of the day, that's what we can't do, guys. We're here to trade and be smart. Of course, in a competition, it's a little different, so I can't blame you guys taking some big swings. How are you doing in the competition out there, traders? Are you kind of getting through this? Are you learning a little bit? And don't forget, guys, even if you can't get to the top 20, right? Maybe it's just focusing on having one nice killer day, right? Because it's just good for the confidence to kill a trade. And always, a lot of times, it's staying small and then trying to size up. Even like this $6,000 trade, I feel like I'm a little bit too sized up. That's why I put the stop there. Just got triggered at 296 on VCIG. I felt like that was kind of coming. It was coming for me, right? And that's what happens. So just stopped out there on VCIG. It was a setup there. It just didn't work out. That's fine. And I cut it out. Now I'm only down 800 and still got 4,000 that I can risk on JetBlue. That's what we're going to go big on here. I'm about to take another 10,000 shares. I like this JetBlue, man. I'm telling you, it seems like a tighter trade, but I like the setup on it. Want to see it recover the 9 EMA here, guys. So it needs to recover the 9 EMA before I get too excited. All right, trying to see some of these airlines start to make a little bit of a lift here. Let's see if they can start to push here, and then I can really add into JetBlue. So I'm just looking to go ahead and nail this JetBlue. And I'm looking at the other airlines that give me a little bit of a signal, like Love. You see how it's right off the VWAP. This looks interesting too. Let's see if Love can go a little bit higher, right? Delta, United had a good looking chart earlier. Look how this has a nice little kind of flagging pattern. And you can call it a pennant, right? Because it's getting tighter. 2 trend lines make a pennant. So right there, you can see it on UAL. Essentially what I'm trying to trade, these airlines to the upside. All right, looking around out there, let's see how oil numbers kind of change things up here. Oil numbers coming in here and giving a little bit of a shake. Gasoline inventories at 2.3. Crude inventories of a draw of 5.07 versus a draw of 1.6 estimate. So big draw of oil tells me downside for oil. So we'll see what happens on that, but definitely not the best news on that. So a little bit of a spike on USO on that. A little part of me feels like shorting that, but we'll see what happens. JetBlue now starting to turn around here. SPY starting to turn around here. It's time, guys. It's time to take the big swing here. Let's see what we can do, guys. Let's see what we can do. All right, guys. Just took another 10,000 shares there. Now on JetBlue, 20,000 shares. So pretty much as big as it can get here. I could still get bigger, but that's pretty big there. All right, guys. Going to go ahead and put some support buys here just in case it starts to turn back here. So I think I'm finally running out of buying power. I did put out another 10,000 shares buy that I could buy at 640s. That's just to put a little bit of some bid support. So Here it is, guys. The biggest trade probably I'll take in the competition, at least in the bigger sizing. Let's see how it works out. Here's JetBlue, guys, and this is a classic pattern for me. So that's another reason why I'm going at it. Nice 15-minute candles that are starting to catch this support, right? And so I can see that it broke out of this earlier where it broke out, and now it recollected around the similar area. I'm just looking for it to come right back up, right? If it can come back up into this spot here, the 680s, the 690s, I think we could break 7 even, and then I have a really nice trade there, right? So I'm going to set this up, this 10,000 shares in probably a couple of orders here. I don't want it in one order there. I want it in 2 orders there. So I'm going to put 5,000, and then I'll put like at 630s, maybe 628s, another 5,000, and just have it a little separated out. All right, because I could still buy these shares, right? I still got another 10,000 to play with. I think even a little bit more. Let's see if I can do another 2,000. Nah, maybe 1,000 shares. All right, there you go. I can have a total of about 11,000 shares more that I could add. So I'm going to put 5,000 down there, and I'm going to use that 1,000 as it starts to lift through the 650s to put some little support at 649. And then now start to really size into this bad boy. Taking a big swing here, JetBlue, guys. SPY breaking to the upside, guys. It's 10:35. I don't got time really to kind of wait too much for some pullback. So I'm waiting for a pullback back to my entry. I'm putting right below it 5,000. I'm putting right above that 5,000 and 1,000 behind that. So just trying to keep pushing the levels here. Q's and SPY pushing to the upside here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and try to step up and get the money that I can. All right, just added another 1,000 shares there, trying to work my way up. I think I can only get like 4,500 now on that move there. So I'm trying to keep this grinding higher. All right, just trying to hold off to like one pullback there. So I did get another little ad there, but look at the SPY taking off here, guys. SPY, get a nice little push to the upside. That's going to help some trades out there. That's why I like AMD today also. Let's see if AMD starts to rip on the upside. And there it is. Nice little move there on AMD. I do like this one. Not a bad reversal off that 142. So nice little push on AMD. I like when AMD does this. I usually take a starter and I look for a little bit of a pullback, but AMD looking good on this first little push here. We'll look to see if it can continue on the day. I'm just riding that JetBlue now. That's where my bet is, guys. So like always, guys, I like to tell you guys where my bet is. There it is, guys. There it is. We'll see what happens on it. All right, what's up out there, guys? Mitch, do you know when the SPY is going to pay dividend this month? Yeah, I mean, you can look that up. I can look it up for you too. But that's just a kind of a classic. I can look it up right here on Benzinga. Let me give you a second here. Dividends will be paying out on, let's see here. Okay. The last ex-dividend was 9/20. And then the dividend was paid out on 10/31. So I'm guessing it would be closer towards, should be coming up to it. I have to look it up, man. It's not on here. I thought it was on Benzinga, so I'll have to look it up for you. You can just search like Spider S&P 500 and dividend, and I'm sure you should be able to pull this information right from the website. 650s, let's go. Come on, JetBlue, start pushing to like 663s, and then we're really looking good here. Up about 600. I could just take this money and get off of it, but of course that's not enough here. I'm looking for more, guys. SPY is looking really well here. Just need this to keep going, right? That's all it is now. Bounce, just slowly grind its way back up, and that's what I'm looking for here. Look at the action there, right? Even right back up here is going to be a nice $7,000 trade, right? And so I don't need an insane amount there. I can still add another bit of shares that can make it maybe like a $18,000 trade. And that's all I really need. The key here, be waiting to add this size here. So I still got another 9,500 shares that I can add. And a lot of that needs to be on more of a support look. There you have it, coming back on me a little bit here. I'm watching the SPY, though, take off through the 606. That makes me feel confident here. I just need to get through this action here. And we'll take a look around what else is moving in the market here. Let's attach this and go towards the market, see what's taking a lift there. SPY, really nice lift there. Let's go to seeing what's trading in the SPY and trading up right now. VST, a name that's doing well today. Adobe with a nice little push there. GoDaddy, one of the strongest stocks of 2024, doing really well. Love looking a little bit better. That makes me feel good about JetBlue, at least in the area that I'm in. Paro with a nice little lift today. That's not massive there. SMCI is actually down right now. So just taking a look to see what's leading in the SPY. There's not too much. I see Expedia up a good amount there, so a little leisure play there on that one. Etsy up, so we're starting to get a little bit of a bounce on that one. That's looking pretty decent on that bounce of 58.50s. We'll look to see how that keeps moving there. Decker's starting to bounce back. Of course, that one got hit probably with Foot Locker. And look at Foot Locker starting to bounce back also. So a lot of these getting a little bit of a bounce right back to the upside. Big red day, though, overall. I mean, if you think about it, there's only technology now up. Industrials, though, got a nice little push right now. So industrials getting a nice little push. Cat, we'll look to see if Cat gets back up there. Deere starts making a move. Of course, I'm in industrial space right now with JetBlue. So we'll see if this can get that nice little lift there. Still looking for JetBlue to keep pushing off the 650s, up about $1,000 now, and thinking about taking some cash and then looking to see if we get a pullback because it could come back, right? It's just clear example. I still don't have the 10 cents there, so I would like to have a 10 cents at least to like 56. We'll see if it's able to give me a nice little pop to 56. I take that money and then I look to like kind of keep it going. We'll see what happens. Because we could still get a pullback to the trend line, and that's back down to 45, 40s. So SPY made a quick move up, now starting to pull back a little bit. Can it hold around the 606 and VWAP? If you see here on the 15-minute, I think we might get a little bit of a trend line approach. We're a little pullback till around 605, 90s, 606, and then let's see if it pushes to 606.50s. AMD, we'll see what happens on that one. Not a bad one. All right, let's see what happens here. Let's go to that one. AMD starting to get a little bounce there. There's the pullback. Has a tendency of doing a quick little pullback. And now I'd like to see it just take off there towards like 143. About $1 in upside. Probably about 30 cents on downside. So about a 3-to-1 outlook is what I see on AMD. Let's see if it gets going. Looking great here in JetBlue as it starts to lift there, up about 1,400. Willing to add. I'm still looking for a smaller name to maybe make a quick jump, but I'm not seeing too much out there. And so that's the harder part. I do see this RITR. SPY holding well here. We'll see it. I mean, it's just a battle right now, back and forth. Qs, though, did push strong, and the Qs are strong there. And I'm seeing a lot of kind of cybersecurity names, software names doing really well. Those are the areas that are kicking ass right now. Google kicking ass, guys. I talked about how maybe Google and Microsoft start to get the lift today. Microsoft's had a lift there. Google's had a little bit better of a lift there, guys. Nice little turnaround there. I'm seeing the big boys, and the big boys lead the market. If the big boys can continue doing this, we can just continue to rise there. You can see it on the Qs. The breakout is strong in the market, and downside action, very little, guys. So we'll see what happens on that one. RITR. This one make a lift later today. This one's getting hit hard now. JetBlue 652s coming up here. In a second, I'll be able to get the 10 cents there. And I think we could get a little bit of a pullback. So I might just take the profits and then use that profits to get right back into the trade. And then just keep trying to trade it, right? Because it could get a little bit of a pullback and then the push higher. 15-minute candle still looking pretty decent. Still hasn't crossed over there on the 5 minutes, so that just gives me more sign that we could pull back to the 640s here. Getting a little bit of a V bottom here, so I'm willing to take that V bottom approach here and give it a shot, right? There's only one way that I'm going to come back here, and I'm down pretty good on this account, so I got to take the shot on JetBlue and see what happens here. See if it just continues to lift and gives me a nice little reward today. The smaller names could be one of those, right? But I'm not seeing much action going on in there. I'm seeing FGL show up on the scanners there a little bit, but that's been just straight disaster since the pre-market. That thing got all the way up there to 11. It's down to $3 now. Day trade with Tony. How you doing, my friend? Let's take a look into the competition. Who has the best trade on right now? Let's find out. All right, guys, I'm seeing a $34,000 trade on CYCN. I'm seeing CNEY, nice pattern there. Seeing CNEY, a lot of that one there. I'm seeing PSQH as a name that's doing well. A lot of CYCNs. Did that eventually kind of give a nice little break there? HSAI, another one that's in the green there, but a lot of action out there, guys. What's the leader now? 100,000 shares there. 100,000. Is that my man Day Trade with Tony getting some more money here today? Making some money on CYCN. Nice little cash there. Short 618, 676, 592. Cashed it. 583s. There you go, man. Get that cash, man. Buying Q's strong action move here. Look to see if that continues to rise. CYCN, man. CYCN. How's that one doing there? That one was up there towards 8 earlier today, guys, and then just crumbled right back down to 6. Really good trade on this one. We'll see if he's able to get it right back down to 4, but big trade on there. 10,000 shares. All right, guys, JetBlue continuing to do well for me, guys, but that's probably going to do it for me in a little bit here. I'll be heading out the door, and don't forget, guys, I will not be on tomorrow. I know it's sad. I know that you guys will be telling Trade the Pool, where'd Mitch go? I need Money Mitch to trade with me every single day. I can't blame you for that, right? At the end of the day, that's what I'm here for, guys. But tomorrow I'll be working on building for you guys, building more and more here at Trade the Pool. So I got a lot to work on. Like I told you guys, I'm working on different courses and things like that that can help us continue to grow. All right, here's that 156 call here. So I could take the money here and look to see if we get a pullback. That's what I think happens here. It's just hard. I have the decision to make of either taking the cash right now and trying to play with it, or just kind of getting off of this and just letting it work. I mean, the way the SPY is, I think letting it work is going to be probably the best move. But like always, we can get a pullback right back towards our entry. So let's say on a regular eval, I think I take the cash here, right? Because it's a nice little $2,000. It's a big size position, and I could just take the cash and run. But I'm looking for a little bit more to try to get some type of battle back into the market. I can see the market pulling back a little bit here. So it could make sense for that pullback to happen here. I just need to go ahead and look to see if I can add right back down and then take the kind of the bigger win. Here's the SPYs pulling right back, and I had that feeling we'd get the pullback. We're already off of that 656. We're pulling back to 653 here. We'll look to see if we get some fill on the pullback and then the push higher. JetBlue, let's take a look here. JetBlue kind of just hanging in there, right? Looking to see if this 9 EMA can hold the 650s, really. Don't want it back down to 640s here. Might just put like a break even and then get back in if I need to, just to protect myself. And if it does come down to 640s, I can just reopen that position down there, right? So just trying to give it a position of strength here. I'm in at 646. I think it can hold the 650s. I'm going to go ahead and just put 647 to give myself a penny here. If it cuts me out on a pullback, so be it, right? But I'm just looking to see that the SPY holds the 15-minute low and then comes right back up there. So there's the pullback on the SPY, back below the 606. Now it needs to recover 606. All right, guys, it's 10:48. Don't want to be like yesterday where I went a little too far. There it is, a little pullback there on JetBlue. Could cut me out there, and then I'll look to see what happens on the pullback in the market. But definitely seeing the back and forth there. There's the cutout there in the 648s, and you see the SPY recover there. So it doesn't mean that it's completely done, but we could pull back to the support here, 640s, and then try to reload there on JetBlue. I'm just waiting for the move there, and we'll look to see if we get the real action there. Could have taken, maybe the 2000, right? That could have been the bet. Just quick in and out, and then use that. Looking around to see if there's anything else I can catch here. There's not much moving in the smaller names. FGL getting a little push off that $3, but man, that's a hard bet. PSQH, that one broke 5 right at the bell, and it hasn't done anything. That's crazy. This thing is sleepy. Sleepy stocks like to wake up. We'll see what happens on PSQH. ZJK starting to get a little bit of a lift there, and it's at 14. We'll see if this one can actually make a push. This thing was insane stock yesterday. It was up there to $30. I mean, the hourly says it's holding here. The only question is, can it actually get a push there? This is an industrial play. $15-minute has a nice looking trend line that you're starting to approach to. Doesn't look too bad. I just had to see it pop first. I wouldn't try to react on the 14s. I need to see it start to really get going here. ZJK. RITR at 350s there, trying to make a little bit of a move there. JetBlue right back down as the SPY comes right back down here, and it's right on the VWAP. So big spot here on the SPY, and pretty much the SPY not going anywhere today. So just be careful out there when you get moments like this. It's just kind of like a little bit of a back and forth battle today. SPY going nowhere today, man. Nowhere. BXX making a little bit of a jump here. This could be a bet here that could win me the account, but the SPY would need to crumble. I think there's a lot of bullish feel in here, so I'm going to take a shot here, guys. This could cost me the day, but hey, this is the only way I'm going to really come back here. To bet downside, it's hard right now, but you are getting a little bit of a pattern look. We'll see what happens on the SPY. SPY coming down there. Will it crack? Will the Qs crack? I mean, they've been so strong. It's hard to bet to the downside right now. I like it, but it's hard to do it here. JetBlue holding in on that 640s. Just not much going on right now, guys. 652, guys. We're almost towards 11. What's up out there, guys? I'll be back, though. No worries. Just working on some course action there. And I see a lot of you guys tuning in on Twitter. Follow me, guys, at @moneymitch_TTP. I'll make sure to put out some plays out there like I always do on our playbook action. And I'll still be looking at some stocks out there. So hit me up tomorrow, guys. We'll see what happens. Of course, if you guys aren't following me, aren't following Trade the Pool, I don't know what you're doing there. I know that you're watching it on Trade the Pool. So those that are watching it, smash the like. But definitely check me out, of course, on Twitter. You guys can check me out here. I'll give you guys a link. Give me a little follow there, and we'll keep pushing. We'll push together, guys, like always. I'm always pulling out different trade ideas. Mo Heat, I wish you the best of luck, my friend. Make that top 20. Want to see it. Day trade Tony, how's it going out there? Big 100K man. Spy, just hanging out, man. Just hanging out. This is where it gets tough, guys, because you got to be patient. You got to be patient on a trade like this. JetBlue right back to my entry. So essentially just sitting on my entry. IDAI never went anywhere, so glad about that one. GME getting a little lift there off the VWAP. Where's the game stoppers? CNEY getting a little lift off the 60 cents. Clean Spark just hanging out at that 14, 15. How's Bitcoin doing? I don't know, but I haven't taken a look at it. How is Bitcoin doing there? Did get a bounce to 96, and it's coming right back down. Man, the SPY's just playing with people right now. And I'm looking at the VIX thinking about taking a shot on that. But the SPY's not going anywhere here. It could go right back up to the 606.25s. And that's another thing here. So it's just a battle, right? I like upside, JetBlue. Downside, I like the VIX. But the truth is, I don't really like downside right now. I'm just looking at what's showing me on the tape, and the SPY is essentially going right back to the opening price. So opening price is so important sometimes. You can see how we're chopping up here. So it's just a chop right now in between this area. And I think you got to watch to see what happens. Do you break out of this area? You could stay in it all day long. And we did get an attempt to 605 earlier. So that's what gets me a little bit concerned about filling some of that gap back down to the 604.50s. So we'll see what happens here on this SPY action, but man, can't seem to find any good setups right now. Just sitting on my hands and waiting. Day trade with Tony, giving some great information. I agree, day trade with Tony, but unfortunately for me, I don't trade all day. So I'm about to get out of here. So I got to just take a shot. Just take a shot here, guys. And I think that it's just more JetBlue or the VIX. I think that's the areas where I can make some money. Of course, probably make more money on the VIX trade. That's why I'm probably leaning towards that side, but definitely playing the hero here. And I don't really see that much downside. It's just more, there's a lot of sectors that are getting hit, energy, financial services, but you see some of these starting to bounce back. So they could get that little bounce back. I think what you really got to watch for is, does technology take a down hit? I don't see much of that right now. Looking at the airlines here to see if they can finally start to really bounce. It's right on that kind of downside action there. So looking to see if we can start to get some up move. You saw how UAL broke there, so it wasn't the best look. The SPY still just chomping right now, though, trying to recover the 606. So that's what I'm watching there. JetBlue. Let's take a look at JetBlue. JetBlue just hanging out at that 649. So hey, not much action I'm finding there. It's kind of a slower day, guys, today. ULCC is another trade very similar to JetBlue that you can look at. Love is another one. So the airlines are moving side by side. Alt has continued. That was one at $10 that has continued all day long. All right, 10:57, guys. In about a minute, I'm just going to start to wrap it up, guys. Congratulations to Day Trade with Tony. Definitely shout out to Day Trade with Tony. Killing it today, guys. Killing it. Just see it right here, guys, with your own eyes. And I'll refresh this. I don't think we've given a refresh of the leaderboard there, but let me just take a look there. And there you see it. No refresh. We do this at the end of the day. But killing the trade there. Day Trade with Tony. What a trade there, guys. So, of course, killer action there. Rule the pool. Will Day Trade with Tony rule the pool? It's only one way to find out, guys. So I will say that the top 20 prize are still up to place here. Antonio Machado. Interesting to see there. That's actually interesting to see. Antonio. I think I know an Antonio. Machado, we'll see what happens out there, guys. 20th prize is at 14,000. So there's still ways for you to make it up there. So keep pushing, guys. We'll see what we can get out there. Look at my man Mo Heat right there at 11,000. Go get it, Mo Heat. Wish you the best of luck, my friend. All right, we'll see what else is out there, but not much action going on today, guys. It did slow down. I feel like it just hit the slow button, and that can happen at times, right? CYCN, though, trying to pop off of 6 here, guys. Do I go after this one as just the last one? XCUR is also making a little bit of a move there. That one has a tendency of moving, but that's a fast mover and a big gap. Big spread to try to battle. CYCN off the 6 here. Will it squeeze some traders out there and get some push? It's definitely available to it here at the 6. Let's see what happens. There's 1, 2, 3 times on the bottom there. It did go to 570s just a second ago. We'll look to see if it actually makes a move here and starts to push. I think the real push is through like 640s, 650s. I feel like if you're jumping in right now, it's kind of hard to get the move there, but definitely nice little spike there on the 1 minute. Went to 610. It's not big, but it's starting to show up there. CYCN. Made over 22,000, but I did not see my name. Don't worry. Don't worry. If you made the 22,000, you should show up there. It might have been that you made it today. At 22,000, what's your total amount? That's what you need to be looking at. Of course, you guys can see it here. I can take a look at it, but there's some big numbers out there, right? So 100,000, 76,000, and there's a couple in the 20,000. So maybe this is you out there right now that's up 20,000 with SRM and CYCN. Not a bad one there, 21,000 there. I see a 20,000 Tesla person that has a Tesla position open. There's some traders that are up there. So you should see yourself up there if you're on here and you have that 20,000 projected balance, right? We're talking projected. All right, we'll see what happens on CYCN. Not much going on there with that one. And then there's some other ones moving, but it's not much, guys. That's already going to do it for me, guys. It's 11 a.m. I got to get going here. So just pretty much a nothing burger for me, guys. SPY going up there now, starting to make the move right back up there. So JetBlue still looks interesting for me, but the market just kind of just slowly stair-stepping higher. Not much going on there. I don't know, man. There's not much for me to make that money there. CYCN got a little bit of a lift there. So watching that one on that action. But there's just not much for me, guys. 613s, 620s, tries to pop here through the 640s. We'll see if it actually gets that pop through the 640s. That's going to do it for me, traders. I wanted to pick at least one more big bet here today. But it's just not there for me. And if it's just not there for me, I'm not going to just take a trade just to take it. So I'll just keep watching to see where the momentum actually goes. FFIE is another known kind of squeeze type of play. It is trying to squeeze a little bit here. I don't trust it, though. We'll see what happens there. BBAI. Now, this looks a little bit better. We know the AI names have been making a move. The daily chart looks good for a break of 3 here for BBAI. So this is one that I could maybe look for to see if the volume comes in and gets the run. The volume is in there in BBAI. We'll look to see if it actually makes a run above 3. All right, guys, there's 622 for CYCN. That's it for me, guys. Like always, catch me on Monday as I talk about who won the competition, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the action here today. And for all you new traders that joined us in the competition, stick right here. We do this every single week, guys. I talk about trading all the time. I take about ideas. I talk about them with the playbook, the sunrise report that gives you information on what's going on in the market every single day. And of course, I'm going to keep trading those evals, the limited account, the brand new one. I take a look at that, especially if you did good in the competition, you're ready to go ahead and make some money. Go ahead and take a look, guys. We have this brand new buying power limited edition that I really think is one of our best deals because we also got the smaller one, but you find what's better for you. If it's the smaller one or the bigger one, don't miss out on these deals because they could be gone by 2025, guys. Smash the like. I'll see you guys back right here. Hit the like. Let's go, guys. There's only one way to keep trading. stay in this pool, see what we can make, guys. Can't wait for you to get interviewed. How do you get to number one? Yeah, we'll talk all about that, right? Day trade with Tony. You gonna take it? I'll see you on Monday, my friend.